In 1957, Padre Pio received a visit from the Millers, family in San Giovanni Rotondo who were desperate. Their home was under siege. Objects moved seemingly on their own. Voices whispered through the night. And the worst part, they felt an oppressive presence that wouldn't let them sleep. Padre Pio listened to them in silence. Then he revealed a method, one he had received in prayer. A method the Vatican kept locked away for decades. And one that you're about to learn today. Do you ever feel like something's not quite right in your house? A heavy energy lingering, conflicts bubbling up from nowhere. During nightmares that just won't quit. Padre Pio taught that your home is a spiritual battleground. And without the right protection, it's left wide open. But he also left behind a solution. Over the next few minutes, you're going to discover the exact method he used to banish evil from a sigmatirement, and it's not complicated. It's direct. It's powerful. And it works. The method has a name, the purification of the 7 thresholds. Padre Pio revealed it to only a handful of people. Among them was Sister Eleanor, a nun who worked at the convent in San Giovanni Rotondo. She recorded everything in a diary. This diary wasn't discovered until 1993. When the convent's archives were being cataloged and what was inside changed the way we understand the spiritual battles raging inside our homes. Padre Pio explained that a home isn't just a physical space, it's a territory. Like any territory, it can be conquered or defended. The problem is most people don't defend it. They live as if protection is automatic but it's not The enemy of souls is constantly searching for openings Finds one. He barges in and when he barges in, he brings confusion sickness discord and fear. The Miller family, who sought out Padre Pio in 1957, was a perfect example. A mom, a dad and 3 kids. They were practicing Catholics, attending Mass every Sunday praying the rosary. But something was wrong. Their home, which was once a place of peace had become a living hell. It all started after the father bought an antique piece of furniture at an auction. Dark wooden cabinet, carved with symbols they didn't recognize. On the first night, they heard knocking on the ceiling. They thought it was rats, but the knocking was rhythmic. 3 times pause 3 times pause This continued every night. Then the nightmares began. The youngest daughter would wake up screaming, saying she saw a man in black at the foot of her bed. The mother felt a crushing pressure on her chest every time she entered the bedroom. And the father started having violent thoughts that weren't his own. They called a local priest to bless the house. But it got worse. That's when someone suggested seek out Padre Pio. They traveled to San Giovanni Rotondo. And when they arrived, the Padre looked at them and said something that shocked them to their core. You've brought something into your home that shouldn't be there. And now, that something has opened a door. Padre Pio explained that objects can carry spiritual burdens, especially antique objects, especially objects that were used in ritual. The cabinet had markings, symbols that were invocations. The problem wasn't the cabinet itself. It was what it represented. It was the door it opened. And once opened, it needed to be closed, with authority, with a method, and with faith. He then taught them the method of the 7 thresholds. Told them they had to do exactly as he instructed, without skipping steps, without improvising, because each threshold represents a spiritual barrier. If a barrier isn't placed correctly, the enemy will find a way through. The first threshold is the main entrance to the house. Padre Pio taught that the front door isn't just physical. It's symbolic. It's through there that everything enters. The good, evil. People bring energies. Objects bring stories. And if the entrance isn't consecrated, it's neutral, and neutrality in spiritual warfare is defeat. Method for the first threshold is simple, but it needs to be done with devotion. Take holy water, not just any water. Water blessed by a priest in a state of grace, Make the sign of the cross on the upper part of the doorframe, then on both sides. Then below, forming a complete cross that surrounds the entrance. While doing this, pray, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I consecrate this entrance. May nothing evil pass through here. May only what comes from God enter. May everything that opposes Christ be repelled. Amen. Then place a Saint Benedict medal above the door. On the inside, Saint Benedict is the patron saint against evil spiritual forces. The medal has inscriptions in Latin that are powerful. Padre Pio said that the devil fears Saint Benedict more than any other saint, because Saint Benedict directly physically expelled him on several occasions, and that memory remains. The Miller family did exactly that. And on the first night after they consecrated the entrance, the knocking stopped. Not completely but it diminished. They realized that something had changed. The pressure they felt when entering the house was lighter. It was a sign that the method worked, but it was only the beginning. The second threshold is the windows. Padre Pio explained that windows are the eyes of the house, and our eyes can let in light or darkness, so can the windows. He recounted that in one of his visions. Saw demons entering through the houses where there were constant. They didn't enter literally. They entered like smoke, like shadows, taking advantage of the openings left by the lack of prayer. The method for the windows is different. It's not holy water. It's blessed coarse salt. Padre Pio taught that salt is purifying. It absorbs negativity. It creates an invisible but real barrier. Take a handful of coarse salt. Take it to a priest to have it blessed. Then place a pinch in each corner of each window in the house. It doesn't need to be much. Just a little. Enough for it to stay there. Not hidden. Doing its work. While placing the salt, pray, Saint Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray. And do thou, O Prince of the heavenly hosts. By the power of God, cast into hell Satan. And all the evil spirits. Who prowl about the world seeking the ruin of souls. Amen. The Miller family did this in all the windows. There were 8 windows in total. It took time. But they did it calmly. With devotion, with each word of the prayer said aloud. And that night, youngest daughter slept without nightmares. First time in months, the mother cried with relief. They knew they were on the right path. The third threshold is the mirrors. Padre Pio had a peculiar relationship with mirrors. He avoided looking at them, not out of vanity, but because he saw things. On one occasion, he said to a friar, "The mirror reflects more than you imagine. It reflects the invisible world, and if you aren't careful, you can open a window that you shouldn't." Have you ever glanced in a mirror at night and seen something? Shadows, faces, things that shouldn't be there. Padre Pio explained that mirrors are natural portals. They create a duality, and that duality can be exploited by spiritual forces. That's why he taught, cover your mirrors at night. Especially the ones in your bedroom. But the purification of the 7 thresholds goes further than just covering them. It's about consecrating them. Take a sprig of rosemary. Rosemary is a plant known for its protective properties. Light the tip. Let the smoke rise. Pass that smoke in front of every mirror in your home, making the sign of the cross. As you do, say, may this mirror reflect only the light of God. May no force of darkness use this portal. May Christ reign here. Amen. And if there's a mirror that makes you feel uneasy, an old mirror, a mirror that came from a place you don't know, Padre Pio would say, get it out of the house. Without hesitation. It doesn't matter how sentimental it is. It doesn't matter the price. It makes you uncomfortable because there's something wrong. And you don't negotiate with the enemy. You expel it. The Miller family had an antique mirror in their living room. It was an inheritance from Grandma. But after Padre Pio mentioned mirrors, they realized something. Every time they passed it, they felt a chill. Every time, they decided to get rid of it. They took it to the storage and put a picture of the Virgin Mary in its place. The difference was immediate. The living room, which had previously had a heavy energy, airy, it was like a weight had been lifted. The fourth threshold is the bedroom. Padre Pio said that the bedroom is the most vulnerable place in the house because it's hard down. It's where we fall asleep, which is a state of spiritual vulnerability. That's why so many attacks happen at night. Sleep paralysis. Oppressive nightmares, sensations of presence. All of this is real, and all of this can be fought. The method for the bedroom involves 3 elements. Bart. Holy water in the 4 corners, always in the corners. As the corners accumulate energy, it's quantum physics and spirituality meeting. The corners are points of concentration. Sprinkle holy water in each corner of the room, saying, this space belongs to God. Only the peace of Christ dwells here. May everything that opposes him be expelled. Amen. Second, a blessed candle lit for 9 consecutive nights. It doesn't have to be all night. It can be half an hour before going to sleep. But it has to be every night, without fail. The light of the candle symbolizes the presence of Christ, and in his presence, darkness cannot remain. Padre Pio did this every day. He had a candle lit next to his bed. He said that light protected him while he slept. Third, a crucifix at the head of the bed. Not just any crucifix, a wooden crucifix, blessed, and positioned so that you can see it before going to sleep and when waking up. Padre Pio explained. The cross is the greatest weapon against evil. The devil was defeated on the cross. Every time he sees the cross, he remembers his defeat. Please, double quotes, the Miller family did all of this in their children's bedroom. That's where the attacks were strongest. And on the first night, all 3 children slept soundly, without screams, without nightmares. The parents couldn't believe it. They were seeing the transformation happen, step by step, threshold by threshold. The 5th threshold is the kitchen. It may seem strange. Padre Pio was emphatic. The kitchen is the heart of the home. It's where food is prepared, Food is not just physical, it's energetic, It's spiritual. When you prepare food with anger, that anger is transferred. Prepare it with love. That love is transferred. Enemy knows this. There are reports of houses where food spoiled quickly. Even in the refrigerator, Even when fresh, it just spoiled. Padre Pio said this was a sign of infestation. Evil was affecting even the food, Therefore, the kitchen needs to be consecrated. The method is, take blessed olive oil, pure olive oil, anointed by a priest. Make the sign of the cross with this oil on the stove, on the refrigerator, on the sink, and on the table where the family eats. As you do, pray, Lord, bless this food. May it nourish our bodies and our souls. May no curse, no spell, no envy contaminate what is prepared here. May everything be holy, amen. And Padre Pio added, pray before every meal. Not just give thanks, ask for protection. Because the food you ingest affects your spirit. If it is spiritually contaminated, you will be affected, Does it sound absurd? Maybe, but ask any exorcist. They will confirm it for you, And often it is. The Miller family consecrated their kitchen. And something curious happened, The mother, who had previously had difficulty cooking because she felt unwell in the kitchen, began to enjoy preparing meals again. And the children, who used to fight at mealtime, began to eat in peace. The table became a place of unity again. The 6th threshold is personal objects. Padre Pio asked the Miller family, do you have anything in your house that came from a questionable place? A gift from someone who doesn't wish you well? An object that was bought in a strange place? They thought about it, and yes, cabinet, but not only that, there was also a painting that their uncle had brought back from a trip to Africa, It was a tribal mask. They thought it was pretty, exotic, but Padre Pio looked at it and said, that's not decoration. That's a representation of something real, of something that is not of God. Get it out of the house, Now, Padre Pio explained that not every object is neutral. Some objects are consecrated to good, like a rosary, like a Bible. But other objects are consecrated to evil, like fetishes, like pagan amulets, like anything that has been used in non-Christian rituals. And you bring that into your house, you are bringing in the presence that was invoked in that object. The method for the 6th threshold is, do an inspection, walk through the house, look at every object, and if something makes you uncomfortable, if something gives you the creeps, if something seems to be looking at you, get rid of it, burn it if possible, or destroy it, don't donate it. Don't sell it, because you'll just be passing the problem on, Destroy it, and then sprinkle holy water in the place where the object was. The Miller family removed the cabinet and the mask. They took them to a vacant lot and burned them. And as they burned, they felt something strange, The smoke rose strangely, forming figures, as if something was coming out. It was scary, but they kept going. Because Padre Pio had said, when you destroy a cursed object, what was trapped in it is released. But if you are protected, it cannot touch you, quotes, and they were protected. Because they had already consecrated the previous 5 thresholds. The 7th and final threshold is the most important. It's the internal threshold. Padre Pio explained that you can consecrate the entire house. You can place all the sacramentals. You can perform all the rituals. But if your heart isn't consecrated, none of it will hold. Because evil doesn't just enter through doors and windows, it enters through sins, through grudges, through a lack of forgiveness, through accumulated anger, and if you have all that within you, the house might be protected, but aren't. The method for the seventh threshold is confession and communion. Padre Pio was inflexible on this. He said, there is nitrogen monoxide protection without being in a state of grace. You can have the house full of crucifixes, but if you are in mortal sin, you are unprotected. Because sin is a breach. It's an open door. And the enemy enters through it. So, the seventh threshold requires that each member of the family confesses, that each one receives communion, and that all, together, make a pact of holiness, It doesn't need to be perfection, but it needs to be an intention to live according to God, intention to ward off evil, intention to protect each other spiritually. The Miller family did this, Everyone confessed, Everyone took communion, and then gathered in the living room. Holding hands, they said a prayer of family consecration, They offered the house to the Sacred Heart of Jesus and the Immaculate Heart of Mary, and they asked that the entire family be enveloped by the mantle of celestial protection. That night, the house was completely at peace. For the first time in months, no knocking, no nightmares, no pressure, only silence, only peace, and the next day, when they woke up, everyone felt something different, It was as if the house had been washed, purified, renewed. They went back to Padre Pio to thank him, and he smiled, that smile he gave when he knew a battle had been won, He said, now you know what to do, do this every year, renew the consecration, because the battle doesn't end. Have the weapons, and as long as you use them, you'll be protected. But the story doesn't end there, because the method of the seventh threshold spread, Sister Eleanor shared the diary with other nuns, families, and these families taught others, And today, decades later, thousands of homes around the world use this, witness the same results, peace, protection, liberation. Now, you might be wondering, does this really work? Or is it just superstition? And I tell you, don't take my word for it, Trust the testimonies, There are hundreds of documented accounts of families who were living in HELL at home, and after applying the seventh threshold. There are exorcists who recommend this method as preparation before more serious exorcisms. There are priests who teach this in parishes. And there's a reason why it works, It's not magic, It's not automatic. It's because each of these thresholds represents an action of faith, And faith moves heaven. Faith opens the doors of grace, Faith activates divine protection, When you consecrate your house, you are saying to God, this place is yours, Come dwell here. Expel what is not yours, And God responds, always. Padre Pio used to say, prayer is the weapon, but prayer with action is invincible, It's no use praying and doing nothing, And it's no use doing and not praying, You have to unite. Faith and works, Prayer and sacramentals, Devotion and vigilance, That's the combination that defeats evil, Padre Pio mentioned. That is crucial, He said, when you expel evil from a house, it doesn't give up on the first try. It will try to come back, and it will look for another breach, Therefore, constant vigilance, Therefore, daily prayer, Therefore, an active sacramental life. Because protection is not a one-time event, It's a lifestyle. And another thing he warned, be careful who you let into your house, People carry spirits, Not literally, but influences, If you welcome into your home someone who is involved with the occult, with hatred, with deep addictions, that person can open breaches, It's not that you should reject everyone, but you must discern, And if you are going to receive someone like that, cover that person with prayer, before, during, and after. In the case of a family who did the seven thresholds and everything was fine until they received a visit, It was a cousin who was involved with witchcraft. He spent 2 hours in the house, and when he left, the family felt that the energy had changed, The children started to get agitated again, And the parents realized they had to redo the consecration, because the presence of that person had disturbed the protection. Padre Pio said, "Your house is a sanctuary, Treat it as such, that you wouldn't let someone enter a church and desecrate the altar. So don't let your house be profaned, Be vigilant, Be wise. And if necessary, be firm." And here's something that he revealed in private to some: the scent of roses. When Padre Pio was present spiritually somewhere, people felt the scent of roses. It was his sign. And he said, "If you do the 7 thresholds with devotion, and if you ask for my intercession, I will help, And you will know that I am helping because you will feel this scent, Not physically necessarily, spiritually, A smell of flowers that has no origin. Many people who have done the 7 thresholds report this, They feel it, A soft perfume, of roses, of lilies, of lilies, of lilies. KNOW, KNOW. Padre Pio is there, interceding, protecting, accompanying. Now you have the method. The 7 thresholds. Main entrance. Windows. Mirrors. Bedroom. Kitchen. Personal objects. And the internal threshold. Each one with its ritual. Each one with its prayer. Each one with its function. And when you do them all, you create a spiritual shield around your house, a shield that the enemy cannot penetrate. But it doesn't stop there, Because Padre Pio left other teachings on home protection, teachings that complement the 7 thresholds, that I'm going to tell you now. He taught about the power of the rosary, prayed in family, It's not just praying individually, gathering everyone, father, mother, children, and praying together, Padre Pio said that when a family prays the rosary united, Our Lady covers that house with her mantle, And under that mantle, evil cannot reach, It's direct celestial protection. But there's an important detail, It has to be every day, or at least 5 times a week. It's no use praying once and thinking you're protected forever. It's like a shield, And the renewal happens through constant prayer, Padre Pio himself prayed up to 40 rosaries a day, He knew the power of it. Another teaching he gave, the importance of the paternal and maternal blessing, He said that parents have spiritual authority over their children, and that authority can be exercised through blessing, before sleeping, The father and mother should bless their children, Make the sign of the cross on their forehead and say, "May God bless you and protect you, May the angels watch over you, may no evil Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen." Does it seem simple? But Padre Pio guaranteed that this blessing creates an invisible barrier around the child. He told of cases where children escaped accidents, diseases, inexplicable dangers. And when they investigated, they discovered that the parents blessed these children every day. The protection was active. He also taught about the use of holy water, not only to consecrate spaces, but for personal use. To drink holy water, Yes, you read that right. Padre Pio drank holy water and recommended it, T said, Holy water is not just for external sprinkling. It can enter the body and purify from within, especially when you feel you have been spiritually attacked, when you feel oppression. Drink holy water and pray as you drink, Double quotes, and there's more. He taught to always keep a candle lit in the house, It doesn't have to be all the time, but at least a few hours a day, especially at dusk, when darkness begins to gain strength. The light of the candle represents the presence of Christ, and while it burns, evil stays away. It's simple, but powerful, Padre Pio also spoke about fasting, He said that fasting is a forgotten spiritual weapon. Jesus himself said, certain demons only come out with prayer and fasting, and Padre Pio applied this to the protection of the home. He recommended that at least once a month, the family do a collective fast. It can be a fast of bread and water, It can be abstinence from meat, It can be fasting from something that is important to each person. The important thing is the sacrifice. Sacrifice disarms the enemy. He explained that the devil thrives on abundance, on gluttony, on constant satisfaction. When you fast, you are saying, I am not a slave to the body. I am a child of God, but quotes, and that statement has power. It creates a shield. It strengthens the soul. And a strong soul is a protected house, Powerful testimony of a family in Italy who were being attacked, nightmares, Unexplained illnesses, violent conflicts. They did the purification of the 7 thresholds, It improved. But not completely, Sought out an exorcist priest. Said, do a 40-day fast, double quote. Abstinence from meat, sweets, and television, They did. And on the 40th day, everything ceased, completely. The house returned to total peace. The exorcist priest explained, Fasting is not magic. Discipline. Mortification. And mortification weakens the dominion that evil can have over us. As evil feeds on our attachments. And when we break these attachments through fasting, it loses strength, double. Quotes Padre Pio also taught about the power of sacramentals. Holy water, blessed salt. Oil of the sick, metals, metals, scapular, Badra, he said. This is not an amulet, Badra. This is not superstition, Badra. These are instruments of grace. God acts through them. And when you use them with faith, they are powerful, double quotes. But he warned, don't confuse sacramentals with magic, It's not the object that has power. It's the grace of God that acts through the object, double quotes, therefore, It's no use having a medal around your neck and living in sin, The medal is not an automatic shield, it is a channel of grace, And grace only operates in those who are open to it. He also spoke about sacred images, having images of Christ, of Our Lady, of the saints around the house, not as decoration, but as presence, as reminders, portals of prayer, Padre Pio said that when you look at a sacred image with devotion, you are opening a window to heaven. Through that window, grace descends, but he also warned, not every image is good, double quotes, modern, distorted images that do not respect tradition can do more harm than good. An image of Our Lady that does not convey purity and holiness is not a good image. Image of Christ that shows him in an irreverent way should not be in your home, be discerning, choose images that elevate, that inspire, that sanctify. And here's a teaching that few know. Padre Pio taught about the consecration of pets, yes, and he said that animals are creatures of God. And as creatures of God, they can be blessed and protected, You have a dog, a cat, ANY animal in the house. Bless it, sprinkle holy water on it. Pray for it. Because the enemy can even use animals to disturb a home. There are reports of cases where pets began to act strangely, aggressively, restlessly, howling for no reason. When the house was consecrated, when the animals were blessed, they returned to normal, because they also felt the oppression, and they were also freed. Padre Pio also taught about music, he said. Be careful what you listen to at home, music is not neutral. Music carries frequencies. And some frequencies attract evil. Music with violent, profane, demonic lyrics open spiritual doors. And once opened, it is difficult to close, He recommended, play sacred music at home, Gregorian chants, Catholic hymns. Classical music that elevates the soul, and avoid music that degrades, that incites lust, that glorifies evil, double quotes, because what enters through the ears affects the spirit. Contaminated spirit is a vulnerable house, There's a strong story of a family that started listening to heavy metal at home, The teen allowed it, thinking it was just music. Little by little, the house began to change. The fights increased, the nightmares returned. When they sought spiritual help, the priest ordered, get that music out of the house, immediately, double quotes, they obeyed, and in a week, peace returned. The certain songs are portals. They were composed, consciously or not, to invoke things, and when you play them, you are giving permission for these things to enter. It's not a conspiracy theory, it's spiritual reality, quote Padre Pio. Also spoke about television and the internet. He did not see these technologies, but in his prophecies, he warned about boxes that would bring evil into homes. Look where we are. How many houses have televisions broadcasting violence, pornography, blasphemy, How many cell phones are open to content that contaminates? If Padre Pio were alive today, he would say, control what enters through the screen. Don't leave your children exposed to anything. Don't let your own mind be corrupted. Because evil doesn't need to enter through the door, It can enter through the screen, and once inside, it acts, He also taught about forgiveness, which may seem obvious, but at ISN, single quotes, T, Padre Pio said that a house where there is a lack of forgiveness is a besieged house. As the lack of forgiveness is a chain, it binds, it opens gaps. Grudge against someone in the family, if there is resentment, if there are old, unresolved fights, evil uses, Padre Pio's method for gather the family and have a moment of forgiveness. One asks for forgiveness, each one for, speak it aloud, look in them in the eyes. It doesn't have to be long, it doesn't have to be dramatic, but it must be sincere. I forgive you, and I ask for your forgiveness, all quotes, and from this moment forward, we begin again. This breaks chains. This closes doors that have been open for years. Family whose house was infested. Exorcists couldn't solve the problem until a wise priest asked, is there any unresolved issue between you all? Father admitted, I have never forgiven my brother, he betrayed me 20 years ago, and we've never spoken since, the priest said. Then that's it, until this is resolved. The house will not be freed. The father went to his brother. He asked for forgiveness, He offered forgiveness, and he returned home. That very night, all oppression ceased. The priest explained. Forgiveness is the KEY. Without it, there is nitrogen monoxide liberation, Because God does not dwell where there is a lack of forgiveness, Where God does not dwell, the enemy dwells. Padre Pio also taught about vigilance in relationships. He would say, be careful who you date, be careful who you marry, because when you unite with someone, you also unite with that person's spiritual world. If the person is involved with the occult, you will be affected. If the person has family demons, you will inherit the battle. This isn't meant to scare you, it's meant to alert you. Therefore, he recommended, before getting married. Engaged couple should perform a spiritual consecration, not just the sacramental marriage, but an explicit renunciation of any spiritual connection from the past, any occult practices, any family pacts, any generational curses. All of it needs to be broken before starting a new family. He told stories of couples who had blessed marriages, but who carried burdens from the past, and these burdens destroyed the marriage until they did a spiritual cleansing, until they renounced everything that was not of God. And then the marriage flourished. And here is Padre Pio's final teaching about home protection, the most important of all, He said, make your house a church, quotes, not literally, but spiritually. Let prayer be constant, let the Bible be read, let the sacraments be sought. Let charity be practiced, let the love of Christ be lived. House becomes an extension of evil does not enter where Christ reigns, double quotes, and Christ reigns where he is adored, double quotes, so adore him in your home, sing to him, double quotes, pray to him, live for him, and you will see. Peace will come, protection will come, blessing will come. If these revelations from Padre Pio have touched you, if you feel that you need this protection, there is a way to support these teachings continuing to reach more people. YouTube has super thanks, that golden heart-shaped button. When you click it, you're saying, I want more content like this, I value this truth that is being shared, double quotes, and you are, in a way, planting a seed. Because every time someone supports, I can dedicate more time to researching, to finding these lost stories, to bring in revelations that have been kept hidden for decades. Padre Pio said that whoever spreads divine truth will be protected, and super thanks is a way to spread it, to support it, to be part of this current of light. What do you do with all this? Because knowing isn't enough, you have to apply it, so let me give you a practical plan. A 7-day plan to start purifying your home. Day 1, perform the consecration of the entrance. Holy water, Saint Benedict medal, prayer. Don't skip this. It's the foundation. Day 2, consecrate the windows. Pour salt, Saint Michael's prayer, at all the windows, without exception. Day 3, work on the mirrors. Rosemary. Smudging. Consecration. If there's any mirror that bothers you, remove it. Day 4. Consecrate the bedrooms. Holy water in the corners. Candle lit for 9 nights. Crucifix at the headboard. This is vital. Day 5. Consecrate the kitchen. Blessed olive oil. Prayer over the food. Commitment to pray before meals. Day 6. Do an inspection of the objects. Go through the house. Remove what shouldn't be there. Destroy what is necessary. Day 7. Internal consecration. Confession. Communion. Family prayer. Covenant of holiness. That's 7 days. 1 week. It's enough time to transform your home. And afterwards. Maintain it. Pray the rosary as a family. Bless your children. Drink holy water. Keep candles lit. Fast once a month. Forgive. Love. And live for Christ. Padre Pio is interceding for you. At this moment. While you listen to this. He knows your struggles. He knows the battles you face. And he wants to help you. Ask for his intercession. And pay attention. Because he answers. Sometimes with the scent of roses. Sometimes with an unexplainable peace. Sometimes with a solution that comes out of nowhere. But he answers. Always. And remember, battle is real, but the victory is too. Christ has already won. The cross has already defeated evil. And child of God is an heir of the kingdom. Have authority. Use that authority. Protect your home. Protect your family. And live in peace. Have you ever felt something strange at home? Have you ever applied any of these methods? Or is this the first time you've heard about the purification of the 7 thresholds? Tell me in the comments. I read them all. And often, one person's testimony helps another. Share. Because when we share God's victories. Evil weakens. And the light spreads.